Everybody, this is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy. Welcome to lesson number 91. In this lesson, we will introduce the student to a new vowel diphthong, OO. We'll consider it as it only makes one of its two sounds today, oo. Let's begin by setting up the table. You'll need your top 160 sight word list. And if the student has finished all 160 sight words, then it's time for you to move on to the top 290 word list. You can find this on the flyingcatacademy.com website. Go to the guided lessons section, and there'll be two subpages there. You'll want the one called Extra Resources. And do check out that page. There's a lot of extra things that you can download there. You'll need the Sight Word Study Method Teacher Instruction Sheet, the Student's Sight Word Card Pack, some blank cards for introducing new sight words, a highlighter, markers, and some pencils. For the phonemic awareness drill, you'll need the teacher instruction sheet and the colored tiles for the student. For the visual drill and auditory drill, you'll need the teacher instruction sheets and the student's card pack. Today we'll have a blending drill, so you'll have that one all ready to go on the table. I will provide it in the lesson though as well. And you'll need the magnetic letter tile drills for reading and spelling, the instruction sheets for the teacher, and the cookie sheet with the letters spread in a rainbow shape for the student. You'll need the syllable pounding instruction sheet, the new phoneme grapheme kinesthetic discovery sheet, and the sheets for the lesson. In addition, we'll have a sort on the table. Let's go over there. A sort for, is it an OI word or an OY word? So you'll need to have that one ready to go. And in the new content part of the lesson, we'll consider whether the oo sound is at the beginning, middle, or end of a word. In addition to all of that, you might have a timer on the table. You'll have to introduce a fluency element when the student has solid phonemic awareness and decoding. To do this, you need to add a secondary program such as Read Naturally or the 6-minute reading solution. Let's begin with the sight word study method. Student, could you take out your sight word card pack right now? And I'd like you to read through all of the words in your card pack. After you read a word correctly, you'll put a check mark in the corner of the card. When you're finished reading all the cards, you'll hand the card pack to your teacher, and then it's your teacher's turn to read. As the teacher reads each word, you'll write it down. When you write a word correctly, use the other corner of the card to put a check mark. When you're finished, have a quick discussion about which of those words has been mastered. The mastered words will be removed from the card pack. This leaves space so that you can introduce a new sight word. It's time for the phonemic awareness drill. Student, you'll need your colored tiles for this one. Your word is koi. Can you repeat that word? Someone who is being a little flirtatious but being hard to get is koi. Okay, I'd like you to build the word koi with your tiles. Now tap it and say it. Did you put two tiles down of different colors, k and oi? If you did, that's right. Touch the k in koi. Now change the k into a j. What's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say joy? He felt joy when he got a present. Then that's right. Now add a n to the end of joy. And what's your new word? Tap it and say it. Did you say join? When you bring two things together, you join them. That would be correct. Touch the j in join. Now change the j into a t. What's your new word? Did you say toin? If you did, that's right, not a real word. Change the n into a ul. Now tap it, say it. Did you say that your word was toil? If you did, that's right, toil. When you work, it's called toiling if you feel like it's hard work. Okay, change the t into a p. And now tap it, say it. Did you say poil? Not a word that I know. Let's change it into a real word. Add a s to the front of poil. And what's your new word? Did you say spoil? If you did, that's right. If I left the milk out on the counter, it might spoil. Okay, great work. You can put your tiles away. Let's do the visual drill. Student, what are the sounds of this one? There are 4 sounds it can make. Did you say ed, id, d, and t? If you did, that's right. Teacher, do about 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. Now let's do the auditory drill. Student, your sound is oi. Can you repeat that sound? Now I'd like you to write down all the graphemes that you know to write oi. As you write them down, say the sound again. And when you finish, underline them and say the sound again. And now we'll check your work. Did you say that OY is one way to make oi? And another way is OI. Teacher, do about 6 to 8 flashcards in this way. Now we'll do the blending drill. Your teacher might have this one ready to go on the table for you. This is the drill where you tap it and say it, and then your teacher moves one card to reveal a new word, and then you tap it, say it, and on you go. If your teacher doesn't have this one on the table, then you can just continue playing the video and I'll provide it here. Otherwise, you can pause me and then fast forward me once you finish the blending drill. Let's do some syllable pounding. Student, I'm wondering how many syllables you hear in the word voiceless. Can you repeat that word? Now pound it out. This is where you stretch your arm out and you're going to tap your arm and say the word. So if it was lesson, I'd go lesson and I just count up my fingers and there would be 2 in the word lesson. So how about voiceless? I hear 2 in that one. I hear the oi in voice and the eh in less. Another way you could do this is put your hand under your chin. When you say the word, your chin will drop for every vowel sound there. How about this one, joyful? How many syllables? Did you say 2? If you did, that's right. Try this one, re-loan. If I loan you something, I lend it to you. And if I do it again, I'm re-loaning it. I hear 2 in that one. I hear the E in re and the O in loan. Okay, try this one. Disenchanted. Can you say that word? If I'm enchanted with someone, I am just amazed by them. But if I'm disenchanted, well, that's the opposite. Let's do that one. Disenchanted. I count 4 in that one. Okay, it's time to grab your syllable worksheet, your Scoopy syllable worksheet. And teacher, you've got the answer key. Student, as you're completing the words, I would like you to discuss your thinking. Now it's time to work on adding suffixes to bases of different syllable types. And we've got two worksheets that will help us to do this. Student, you're getting to be an expert at these worksheets by now. I'd like you to discuss your thinking as you're working through each of the different charts. Each syllable type has a great rule that we're thinking about when we're trying to add a suffix to a base. Let's do a quick review of the different ways that we can write oi. We know we can use oi or oy. We're going to use a little drill for this one. So your teacher has some words that contain either words that are oi words or oy words. The teacher reads the word out loud. Now, student, you're going to point to one of the headings. Do you think it's an oi word or an oy word? And I want you to discuss your thinking. You're going to be thinking about, where do you hear that oi in the word? Is it at the end? If it's at the end, then you'll be using oy. If it's in the middle, it'll be an oi situation. Let's move into the new content part of the lesson. We're going to learn about a new vowel diphthong. This is when we have 2 O's together. Student, when two O's are together, they say ooh. Can you repeat that sound? Now this happens in many, many words, and we're going to do a sort. And you don't even have to read the words, although you can if you want. And I'd like you just to sort them under the headings provided on the table there. There's is OO at the beginning of the word, in the middle of the word, or at the end of the word. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to see where do we usually find this ooh, OO, ooh pattern. Got the sort completed, you can take out your chart, your OO chart, and you'll see there's some headings there, OO in the beginning, OO in the middle, and OO at the end. So just record some words that you can see on the table there and write them down on your chart so that you have this in your book. And remember to discuss with your teacher, what are the common patterns that you're seeing for OO? Do the magnetic letter tile drill for reading. Student, you'll need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape for this one. Can you say B? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say Oi? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle, or tiles. Now tap it and say it. Did you say this word was boy? If you did, that's right. And did you spell it B-O-Y? If you did, good job. Okay, put those ones away and get ready for your new word. Can you say J? Now find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Can you say Oi? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. Can you say N? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you say this word was join? When I bring two things together, I join them. And did you spell it J-O-I-N? If you did, that's right. Okay, teacher, you can do more words in this way if you have time. Otherwise, you can move on to the single word list where the student will read all the words, and then the short story, and then the fluency element. Now let's do the magnetic letter tile drill for spelling. Student, you'll need your cookie sheet with your letters spread in a rainbow shape for this one. Your word is room. Can you repeat that word? Your mom might say, you better clean your room. Okay, what's the first sound that you hear in room? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in room? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in room? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you spell this one R-O-O-M? If you did, that's right. Okay, put your tiles back and get ready for a new word. Your word is food. Can you repeat that word? When I am hungry, I eat food. Okay, what's the first sound that you hear in food? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. What's the next sound that you hear in food? Find the correct tile or tiles and pull them to the middle. And what's the last sound that you hear in food? Find the correct tile and pull it to the middle. Now tap it and say it. Did you spell this one F-O-O-D? If you did, that's right. Teacher, you can do more words in this way if you have time. Otherwise, student, grab a lined piece of paper and a pencil. We're going to write some single words. Your word is hoop. Can you repeat that word? I will try to put the basketball through the hoop. Now I'd like you to tap out the sounds that you hear in hoop and then say the whole word and then write it down. Did you spell this one H-O-O-P? If you did, that's right. Okay, here's your next one. To. Can you repeat that word? And by this one I mean, I want to go to. Okay, tap it, say it, write it down. Did you spell this one T-O-O? If you did, that's right. Here's your next word, roof. Can you repeat that? I will climb onto the roof and get the leaves out of the gutter. Roof. Tap it, Say it, write it down. Did you spell this one R-O-O-F? If you did, that's right. Okay, teacher, it's time to write some complete sentences. So I'd like you to read all 3 sentences to the student and let the student choose the 2 that will be written. Student, after you write a sentence, I'd like you to check your work with CHOPS. Let's do a quick review before you go. Student, what is a vowel diphthong? What's the sentence that we use to remember what it is? Tell your teacher now. Did you say when 2 vowels go walking, they make a brand new sound? If you did, that's right. Now, grab your pencil, and I'd like you to write down the different vowel diphthongs that you know that make the sound oi. Can you repeat that sound? Okay, write those symbols, the graphemes down now for oi. Okay, let's check your work. Did you get OI and OY? If you did, that's right. What are the graphemes that make the sound aw? And I only want to know the vowel diphthongs. So repeat that sound aw, and then write down the ways that you know to write aw that are vowel diphthongs. Then we'll check your work. Did you say AU and AW? If you did, that's right. And then we learned about a new vowel diphthong today. It's the one that makes oo. Can you write down the grapheme for oo? And there it is, double O. Okay, that's the end of lesson 91. Great job today. This is Shawna Odette from the Flying Cat Academy.